joined here by Nikki, Hoey, and Nikki, we appreciate you joining us today.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
All right, well, we were just talking. Let's first talk. You just got off of that long trip to Colorado.
Yeah.
Just talk about what that experience was like. You guys went 1-1, but just talk about how you thought the season got off for you guys.
It was a good start. I mean, our first game we came out really strong, 6-0. Like, that's always a big game to play when you score 6 goals. I mean, that's awesome. As far as our second game, obviously we didn't get the result we wanted to, but we took what we learned from that game and we're applying it to our practices, and hopefully we won't have that outcome in the future again. So.
How about you as a defender? You have to be happy with the results so far. Even going back to the exhibition games, you guys had a couple of shutouts. You had the shutout to start the first game, and even really you had a shutout in that games against Adams State. So, you have to be really happy with how you guys on the back line have been playing, along with Alex.
Yeah. I think this year our back line's a lot stronger. So last year was our first year as a back line together, and usually there's a lot of changes that go on, but we got lucky enough this year to actually have the same 4, same goalkeeper, same back line as we did last year. So I think with that being said, we're a lot better this year and we're really able to grow because we have a whole year under our belts together. So
that's really huge, isn't it? Because I know, because I was a goalie in soccer, and
awesome.
I understand, when you have that back line, because, if you have new people, you're not sure you're used to each other, so it makes it a lot nice when you have that continuity with each other.
Yeah, we have really good chemistry, I think, back there, and we can kind of communicate without having to communicate, I think. We kind of know how each other play, we know, what's going on, and everyone the cohesiveness is a lot better this year, I think.
How about you? Were you always a defender in soccer? Was that always your spot?
Yeah, I have always been outside right back. Ever since I started, that has been my position. This year I might try to kind of venture into the midfield a little bit, but we'll see how that goes. But yeah, I've always been an outside back ever since my first game, so.
What do you enjoy most about the game of soccer?
I think just the fact that it's so team-oriented. You can't do anything on your own. I mean, I started out when I was younger as a gymnast, and so that's such an individualized sport. But here with soccer, it's just you can't do anything without your teammates, and you really rely on them. So I really like how you just play with your team, and you're with your team 24/7, and they're your best friends and your family, honestly. So.
Talk about how you ended up coming to Western Oregon. I know you're from Arizona, Tempe,
Yeah.
so that's a change to go from the hot desert up here to the nice weather in Oregon. So talk about your progress to get up here.
I don't know. I just really wanted to get out of Arizona. There's not a lot of D2 opportunities in Arizona. I don't think there's any, actually. And so really my option was to go out of state or not play at all. And I really, really wanted to play. Transitioning up here was a little difficult. I mean, I remember my first practice freshman year. It rained. It was raining. And I was ready to not have practice. We don't have practice when it rains in Arizona. It just gets canceled. And so then I wasn't ready to go to practice. And my friend was like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "What do you mean it's raining?" And she's like, "No, we practice in the rain." And I was like, "Okay." And that was a big wake-up call for me. But I think I've transitioned pretty well. I'm still getting used to the weather, honestly, because it gets cold. But other than that, it's been good. It's been a good new experience and a good new place to live. So.
And another change too was the coaching changes. With Casey and Michelle and Ben. How have you adjusted to their style of coaching this year?
I think it is a big difference from last year, but Casey kind of reminds me of one of my coaches I had at home. And so with her new coaching style, I think it emphasizes our strengths a lot more than Steve did, our old coach did. And so she really puts an emphasis on scoring goals. And I mean, you can't win a game without scoring goals, so that's really good.
All right, Nikki, we appreciate you taking the time today.
Of
course,
course.
best luck this season, and we'll catch up with you soon.
Thank you so much.